Hey, welcome back to another CPaaS talk. This time I'm here with Sam and Chris from 8x8, and we're going to talk a little bit about AI, CPaaS, outcomes, channel, and everything else that comes up. So, thanks guys for being here today. And let me just start with the very first question. I was at Enterprise Connect recently, and I was at Cavell event in London this week. And one thing that strikes me is that a lot of talk by vendors about AI and how important it's changing the world, which is all very true, but I don't hear enough about how then that works, right? So what do these, let's say, vendors, UCaaS, CCaaS, CPaaS vendors do to actually be a player in this whole thing, and instead of waiting for the big LLM guys that are spending hundreds of billions or trillions or whatever they're investing to make something cool. So let me start with you,
I'll,
Sam.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'll start with
AI.
this one, and then I'll let Chris give you a little bit more perspective. All right, so first off, the way we view the LLM vendors is much the same way we view AWS or Oracle or GPC or Azure, right? They're a hyperscaler. They offer a widely horizontal technology at a hyperscale level to be used and implemented by other vendors, right? So it's not like OpenAI or Anthropic, both of which companies we have relationships with. And others are, we're going to build a contact center and we're going to build UC and we're going to build telephony and we're going to build, no, they're not trying to build, they're trying to build a wildly horizontal technology that then is implemented by companies like us to do things, right? And we've known OpenAI for a long time as an example. We've used their Whisper technology since, pre-launch of LLMs to offer industry-leading best transcription. The concept of AI, I would say, is twofold. Number one is the business has to know why it's doing AI. Like, what is the business outcome that's trying to be achieved? Are we trying to save money? Are we trying to sell more widgets? Are we trying to offer higher customer satisfaction, which leads to selling more widgets? Why are we doing this, et cetera? And number two is the data and infrastructure has to be there. And I think this is where CPaaS plays such a critical role, which is, if you already have, for example, digital channels, implementation of AI is easier. If you have only voice channels and you're trying to do voice technology, which is latency, jitter sensitive, et cetera, and your voice infrastructure isn't that good to begin with, you're going to have a lot of headaches and your AI project isn't going to get the ROI that was being expected. But that's going to be because the underlying platform and infrastructure isn't there. The last piece I'll say is a little bit more of a forward-looking statement, which is to really get AI to work well, the data has to be right. And I think that the communications industry, the telecom industry, is changing. I think the notion of these silos of UC, CC, and CPaaS are going away. I don't think customers want to buy them as individual silos. I know that's how the vendors pitch it. I don't think they want that. I think they want a business communications platform. And I do think 8x8 is one of the leading providers, not the only provider, but a leading provider of that. And the reason they want that is because it offers a unified data layer, which makes AI work better. I don't think it's going to make any sense for your AI to be like, well, we have AI version 1 for the contact center, version 2 for UC, version 3 for CPaaS. One's coming from Twilio, one's coming from Genesys, and one's coming from RingCentral, right? And I got to like mix and match my AI as I mix and match. Our customers are like, I don't have time for that. That's too hard, et cetera. I want a unified business communications platform with a unified data layer and a unified AI stack on top of it. Then I'm going to get the business results I'm looking for. I think Chris will give you a lot more tactical stuff, but that's kind of how we view the world right now.
Yeah, I love how you make CPaaS an essential step to get anything done that's really focused on business outcome. So, Chris, that's your department, right? CPaaS. How's that
It is
working out?
indeed.
Because you guys acquired a company a couple of years ago, but you're really leaning into that the last 1 or 2 years, right?
Yeah, look, that's old hat now. Yeah, we acquired a business a long time ago, and that really helped us evolve our CPaaS footprint. But ultimately, the CPaaS is almost like one of the forgotten engines. It's one of those things that Sam said earlier. It's a fundamental part of how businesses communicate. But CPaaS is one of those really ugly acronyms. We have UCaaS, CCaaS, CPaaS.
Yeah,
All these things come together.
tell me
It's
about it.
really
Yeah.
hard to bring them all together. Ultimately, it's underpinning the business communications, but give it access to the API layer, right? We have applications business, 8x8, and we have API applications, API. So if you're invested as a business into another channel of information, another platform, that your primary line of business is somewhere else, that's fine. You can use our API business with CPaaS to underpin those, to unlock how you use the AI part of the business first. Like for me, like it's always forgotten about, because it allows you to proactively and reactively communicate with people far faster, far slicker, far more cost effective than what you're seeing today for your traditional UC and CC buttoned up packages. And then like it allows us also to then underpin that the AI application part of the business, right? So Sam said earlier on, that people they're trying to achieve these things and they think AI is the answer. That may not be the answer, but the answer may be, actually we just need to solve a problem, and the problem may not be AI. The problem may be I need to reach my people faster, and that could be from just proactive outreach through SMS. I may need to reach my people with more intelligent information, which might be RCS or WhatsApp or Viber or Line. It may be actually my emails are going unanswered because they're a really poor open rate. So I want to switch that channel to somewhere else. All of these things are just trying to solve problems. So to your point earlier, when you get Enterprise Connect or at Cavell, they're focusing on the technology first. What we try and do 8x8 is actually forget the technology. We can offer you whatever you want. What we're trying to figure out is what problem you're trying to solve. And the problem you're trying to solve means buy more UC licenses because you need more bums on seats, or maybe buy more integrated contact center licenses because you need more intelligent routing. Or it might be actually you need a really simple license to attack 50,000 people through SMS really quickly at touch of a button, API triggers. We can do that too. So the challenge really is about the problems you're trying to solve, not necessarily trying to shoehorn a solution in because that's what earns you the most money as a vendor. And I think what I'm proud of most about 8x8 is that we've separated ourselves from that journey, and that's what we're trying to push across to our customers.
I love that. So at CPaaS, we call it intelligent engagement, right? We're trying to stay clear of CPaaS, even though, I mean, we started as the CPaaS Acceleration Alliance. It's kind of it's a nonsense name, especially today. So we go with intelligent engagement. But now the challenge, and we have this case directory with about 150 cases, use cases that show what can be done across industries, etc. But now the challenge, of course, is that these enterprises, these businesses, don't really know everything that's possible or available, etc. So they need a solution partner, somebody to work with them, which could be you, but also could be your channel partners. Now, channel partners are great, but they need a lot of training and education to play that role. So how does that work? How do you guys get that done?
Look, you just raised one of the greatest points, and I think it's super interesting because the telecom channel, the historic channel of voice communications, is 150 years old, right? It's existed for a long time, etc., and it struggles with this stuff. Rob, I mean, the demographics are so crystal clear, right? If your customer is under the age of 45, they want a digital experience. If they're over the age of 45, they want a voice experience. And you need to come in and offer that digital experience. And every customer today expects, where's my package, right? Like, and that's a CPaaS experience because it's going to have to go into the tracking system and pull out where your package is and then send you a message. And that message through, Chris, is like through 6 different channels. Do you want it by WhatsApp? Do you want it by Viber? Do you want it by Signal? Do you want it by Telegram? Do you want it by SMS? Right? And so what's interesting is the channel struggles with this. It's our responsibility as a vendor to help them. We understand the technology. We understand this stuff. It's our thing. The way we need to do it to them, though, is to say, don't try to learn all these technologies. RCS is the coolest stuff in the world. I was about to curse. Is the coolest stuff in the world. But like, don't start asking me about campaign registration and brand management and drift and all the other stuff we have to worry about. What we need to do is offer packages. Right. This is the package for field service. This is the package for retailers. This is the package for healthcare. Healthcare is like appointment management, right? Healthcare companies can't, get insurance payments in the US or can't get backlog cleared in NHS in the UK if the person misses their appointment. So send them an SMS message or a message, digital message, the morning of saying, reminder, your appointment's today, show up, right? Like these are game-changing things. This isn't even about AI. Now, what AI is great at is, shoot, I can't make my appointment. Can you reschedule my appointment for me? Yes, we can do that through digital. We can do that through voice. We can do it through 50 languages, 91 accent variants. We can do it in Scottish. We can do it in Irish. We can do it in French. We can do it in anything, right? That's where AI becomes powerful, because you're now taking that CPaaS digital experience or voice experience and mixing it with that AI. We need to bring those packages to the channel and say, go offer this package to the customers that it resonates with.
Yeah, I like how you put that. I mean, clearly we've been talking in this industry for a long time about verticalization and outcome focused, and now with AI and CPaaS, hyper personalization, all that stuff. And but it's hard, right? I want to go back to that point. We can talk about that, and there are more vendors and events that talk about verticalization, but it's still really hard to then work with these verticals and these different industries and know enough about regulatory stuff and compliance stuff and what.
But that's what the partners are so good at.
Yeah.
Right, so I'll push back. That's what the partners are awesome at, right? They understand all that because they have customer intimacy. They're amazing. I need to give them a platform that allows them to mix and match the technologies, the packages together for the regulatory, for the use case. It's retail auto dealerships in France. Here you go. A bit of this, a bit of that, a bit of this. Here you go. It's delivered. And the customer gets the outcome they want. Historically, CPaaS has been sold through developers. And that is both a positive and a negative. The positive is it was a good route to market. Developers understand the concept of APIs and IDEs and development use cases and those kinds of things. The bad part is
it worked early years. It worked.
Yeah.
But the bad part is if you're the CIO, you've got this developer either on staff or at an outsourced development shop who's holding you hostage. This is the only person that knows how to run this stuff. It's not a real vendor relationship. It's Rob, and Rob last year demanded a 25% pay raise. Otherwise he's going to walk out the door, and your customer satisfaction is going to plummet 50 points while you figure out what the hell he's been building on the side, right? The whole developer route to market causes more and more fragmentation when what everybody wants is a more unified solution. A contact center today runs 10 or 15 different pieces of software. They really want it to run 3, right? And that way you can get standardization, you can get AI implemented, et cetera, because it's not this sprawl of trying to stitch all this technology together.
I also think with the partner community that where we're valuable is that no one can tell our story as well as we can tell our story. So we rely upon the partner community to have the intrinsic relationship at the customer level. They are the local vendor. So the empowerment is it's a local feel with a global reach and global support. That's the message, right? So we bring them global power, global engineering, global reach, and all of the cool stuff we can bring, which is AI, UC, CC, CPaaS across every corner of the globe we can cover. But we have local vendors and local partners who have intimate relationships at a local level, who know that they know how to transact at a local field, support with local relationships. They can bridge the gap between what we don't understand around the different nuances and different verticals and different premiums, right? But we provide the overlaying support of a global reach. It's a really perfect storm. Like Sam and I can't hire 10,000 salespeople. Right? I couldn't manage 10,000 salespeople, and we couldn't afford 10,000 salespeople. What we can do is recruit 1,000 salespeople, 1,000 partners with 100 reps each, and we can empower them to bring us in at the right stages. And that's the important thing, because if we get the best of both worlds. We don't need the partners to be experts in every nuance of our technologies. We need them to be the experts in their customers, their region, their vertical. Be the experts in those 3 areas, bring us in when needed, and we'll help you understand, can we solve your problem? And do you know what I'm proud of? When we come and go, do you know what? That's not for us. You maybe got another partner on your, maybe there might be another partner on your books that can do it better than we can. And that's totally fine, because it always comes down to, it's the customer problem first, partner solution first. If we can solve the problem, great. And that's what we're trying to get across. And that's where I feel like the partner channel, direct channel nuances, that's where they don't conflict. That's where they complement each other. So just like, I know Sam was celebrating some of those comments. Like, we need our partners are experts in their vertical, their region, their demographic. We own the tech. We'll come in and try and solve the problems. And you know what? If we can't, then we can't. That's totally fine too.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Hey guys, so if you look forward now, the next 1 or 2 years, right? Where's the biggest challenge for you or the opportunity? Is that more on the tech side, implementing, I don't know, agentic AI frameworks, yada yada yada, or is it more on the channel and the go-to-market and the working with customer side? Where would you say your focus is?
I think it's on B. It's not on the technology side. With vibe coding and with the capabilities we have, it's not on the technology side. It's on, look, the pace of change is at record levels. Yeah. And so the whole notion, we put out 4,000 to 5,000 software releases a month. Like, the whole concept of release notes means nothing, right? I mean, can you imagine 5,000 emails a month with release notes? Mm-hmm. We have customers ask for, I mean, one of the things I'm most proud of is our CFD, customer found defects, backlog is 0. Because when a customer finds a bug, we usually fix it in a day or 2 and put out a software release and it's gone.
Yeah.
And so there's no backlog. And so what's hard now is the pace of change is so fast. I don't even know how to communicate with my customers that the product is constantly moving forward. It's constantly releasing. It's constantly solving new problems. It's constantly whatever. And they're like, wow, it's like a fire hose. And that's actually the part. And so as the development cycle has collapsed, 2 things have happened. Number 1 is that information. And number 2 is 22% of my business is usage. I'm a big believer in usage, which is, I also believe that we need to move in this era of very fast development to a consumption-based model. Hey, we don't do, like, my dream at 8x8 is I don't do POCs anymore. There's 0 POCs. My goal would be never to do another POC. My goal would be, we've given you credits. It's on the platform. Let's get you implemented. If you like it, keep using it. If you don't like it, don't pay for it. Just stop using it. And get rid of this whole contracting stuff and all the other crap and artificial barriers that we've created and everything else. And just get the customer adopted and getting results. And I think that makes us radically different than most software companies. Most software companies are not obsessed about the customer. They're obsessed about themselves. Mm-hmm. And we are obsessed about the customer. And nothing says that more than consumption and adoption. And my dream would be that I never have another sales rep again, and I have only adoption engineers. And I like adoption engineers working with our channel partners to get customers to adopt technical solutions that solve their business problems. And when we do that, by the way, I have never had a customer complain about writing me a check when their problems are being solved. They happily write us checks every month.
It kind of goes back to the original CPaaS idea, right? Except that, as we talked about, CPaaS started with a strong focus on developers doing stuff on APIs, whereas you're sort of taking that whole concept to business solutions and focus on business outcomes.
Yes. And this is, by the way, this is part of the reason why I think CPaaS is the fastest growing segment of the segments inside business. If you go to Metergy or Gartner or whatever, the fastest growing segment is always CPaaS. I think it's because the consumption, adoption, usage model is more attractive to the industry. And if we embrace that, it actually drives our business forward because we get paid when your problems get solved.
Right.
Yeah, that's the way it should work. Yeah. Chris.
So,
Chris, final note from you, Chris.
I'll probably agree with Sam because he's my boss. But for any of my sales people listening to me, we're way off that here, guys, because we might all need jobs.
We're all adoption engineers, baby.
I get it entirely, right? I get it entirely. The world's changing, the roles are changing. When you get to the higher enterprise, like it's a much harder challenge to push pure consumption. It really is. Like,
yeah, it is.
It's much harder. But the mainstay of anyone's business is that small to medium business where they are entrepreneurial. They're learning on their upstarts. They're adopting more technology on the fly, and it's an absolute accurate model of what Sam's vision is, and I'm fully behind it. I think when you get into large enterprises, it will take us a bit more time for large enterprises to fully adopt that. But we're already seeing it. We're already seeing the ability for them to consume services on the fly. There are some services which they are traditional services. They want to buy them in traditional manners, and that may be because they are used to buying it in a certain way, right, used to deploying it in a certain way, used to paying for it in a certain way. And our job is to change the status quo. And I think over the next 10 years we'll do that. We'll change that. The business, the model will change itself. And we're lucky enough at 8x8 to be at the forefront because we have all of those mechanisms in one place. I'm hopeful that we can still change that in a controlled fashion, because we will see early adopters crash and burn. That's natural, but we'll see mid-range adopters who are cautious, and they will ask the right questions. And with Samsung, with our vibe coding, our adoption specialists, 8x8, we will be part of the forefront to help them. Take things to the next level. So it's an exciting change for all of us, like CPaaS, AI, UC and CC. I'm hoping, to your point, we merge them all into one intelligent communication vertical, Rob, and we stop listing them as individual segments, because it's an exciting time for us. But let's I don't think we're quite as far. We're not that close to no salespeople just yet, I hope, because I still got a mortgage to pay. But yeah, when we are there, then we'll
look. And sales is super important because selling adoption is going to be the difference, though. It's not selling a transaction. It's not selling a subscription. Yeah. It's selling that we can solve your problem, get it, and adopt it, and get it used. I mean, every CIO talk to, their number one complaint is shelfware. Yeah. Number one complaint is shelfware, right? And this problem gets solved, and it speeds up the development cycle, it speeds up the sales cycle, it speeds up everything, right? So I think that one of the inventions of the CPaaS market is the consumption usage-based model for a whole host of reasons, cost structures, et cetera. Also, but I don't mean to make Chris nervous. I'm not downplaying because I think a lot of times you have to sell, hey, this is why you should adopt the technology, and that's the role of sales always.
Yeah, selling the dream. Hey guys, this is really great.
I came from a vertical where we were selling consumption-based CC software. So I'm far from nervous. We'll figure it out.
Good. Thanks, guys. I really enjoyed this conversation. I love what you guys are doing. Thanks for spending some time with me here. I know it's end of quarter, so you're busy. And I look forward to what's coming next in this year.
Rob, thank you so much. Great work by the Alliance. We love you guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Rob. Appreciate it, man.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.